It has a foot brake. I rarely get really excited about bikes. This thing is weird but really cool. Feels like a bike that skipped leg day. Don't understand that. Took me a minute to figure out what was going on with the brake. For what it is, it feels pretty good, and it immediately picked the wheel up off the ground. And I'm gonna ride this thing and see, because it literally just got here. We're probably gonna take it apart, pretty much just ruin it. I can't say I've ever wheelied a CVT bike with the foot brake. I could crash it right off the bat. If so, big deal, I own it. It's pretty slow. Oh man, never mind, this thing needs some.
You want to stop it? Straight up.
Don't you dare. Oh Lord, what is happening? No, 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 no. What? Come on, Honda. Oh Lord, what is happening? 5 minutes ago. It's almost 8 o'clock. It took me a minute to figure out how this thing works. It has a foot brake, which I guess I never noticed in the pictures, but I rarely get really excited about bikes. This thing is weird but really cool. It's like feels like a bike that skipped leg day. The top part is really fat and really wide, and the bottom there's like nothing there, and like you could fit a whole nother motor in here. I don't understand that, but it has a foot brake, and I'm guessing Honda's mentality on that was maybe to get people prepared for motorcycles. Tons of room. That's really cool. Has a foot brake, which is neat, and then it basically, what's weird is it feels like a Grom. It feels like I'm riding a Grom as far as like kind of the overall stance and width of the bike. Took me a minute to figure out what was going on with the brakes. It has a parking brake here, up here, and this is your front brake, and that's your rear, of course. But I just gave it some throttle back there. It's not a powerhouse by any means, but for what it is, it feels pretty good, and it immediately picked the wheel up off the ground. So I'm going to take it out right now. It's cold, it's wet, and I'm gonna ride this thing and see, because it literally just got here. Look at paperwork's still sitting right here on the countertop. I see a lot of potential in this bike. Yeah, I see a lot of potential in this bike, and we're probably going to take it apart and just pretty much just ruin it. I think it looks a lot better in person actually than it does in pictures. It just looks awkward in pictures. I wish they would have gone with a wider rear tire. It does seem a little bizarre how narrow that back tire is. I'm not too sure what's up with that. Like I said, the bike skipped leg day. I don't really have any time wheeling I can't say I've ever wheelied a CVT bike with the foot brake. So I could crash it right off the bat. If so, big deal, I own it. So, well, let's see how she does here. Yeah, it's pretty slow. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird not having the brake there. As far, I mean, I think that's what they're going for. Maybe is something that feels like a Grom, but man, the motor it's pretty lackluster. Brakes feel good. Oh man, never mind. This thing needs some major CVT work. It does wheelie though. So, yeah, does it? It did. Yeah. It's cool. It's I can see here. It feels like it may be a little. Yeah, I mean it feels like 115. Oh, no ABS, stuck. They got no disc. Feels like it may be a little lean from the factory. Yeah, it's not fast. I would say power-wise, gosh. I mean, you're not buying this bike because you want a fast bike, unless you plan on doing what we're gonna do to it. I mean, it's comfortable, I'll give it that. We'll have to figure out what the top speed is. I think they're getting like 50 out of it or something, which is fine. I think it's probably comparable. Let me see. It feels about like a, it feels like a GY6 150 as far as power goes. Yeah, not bad. Oh, I'm getting hit with rain here. I mean, it's more than enough. It honestly doesn't really, it feels like Grom. It feels like a Grom. It feels like the amount of power that a Grom has. Yeah, it's just weird. It's just a weird bike, but Honda just seems to always knock it out of the park with these things. I thought the storage was weird. You can't get rid of that storage. It looks weird when you get rid of that storage. It looks even more weird, I should say. I know what he wants. I think this customer wants to make payments. I'm feeling out Paul. I think this customer wants to make payments on a bike that we own. So if you guys see this, you can see Brandon is always right.
Yeah, you want to swap it.
Paul, open. Open.
I see it.
Open. Open.
Okay.
Paul, open.
Yeah. Alright, thank you. Alright, bye.
What did he want?
You know that guy, right? You know who it was, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The guy with the... We go on, and he's like, hey, do you think Brandon would take $300 now and the rest later for that Minarelli motor? I don't want to miss out on the deal. I'll pay him on the 5th. And then he said, you guys are talking too quiet in the videos. I didn't want to tell him, but you can, like, turn the volume up.
Why are you on the ground?
I'm drained. It's nice down here.
I know. I said, now do you see why sometimes it just feels good to be on the ground, doesn't it? Why did you accept this bike?
I don't know. Straight up. That's a big one.
Dude, this is a tetanus right here.
Bro, this whole bike is tetanus.
Paul, catch. Stinks because it's burning off. It's got 1.8 miles on it, which that was probably the 0.8 right there. I'm sure the other one's probably from the PDI. But yeah, there's definitely some strange things about it. It's gonna take a little bit to get used to the foot brake, but the front is kind of like a Grom. You've got your fuel over here. Man, this is weird. The two, what is going on with the brakes? There's two cables down there? What? No, don't tell me the foot brake works that too. Don't you dare. Oh Lord, what is happening? No, the foot brake, what? Come on. You know why they have to do this? Because you guys, United States, don't know how to figure out brakes, and you're all unsafe, and you're crashing all these bikes. Honda, oh Lord, what is happening? So let me get this straight. The foot brake works both the brakes. This is an e-brake here. The handbrake does nothing to the back. Man, that's all gonna have to change. That's funky. That should be a handbrake or a foot brake. This needs to go away. This is a bunch of bull honky here. Wow. All right, well, looks like we got a lot to work with.
tough?
Hey,
Was it just help like balancing?
Yeah, he's grumpy as me.
It's his bike.
Because it